Welcome back to Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp. We moved into the Blue Moon conquered territory last time and fought against Grit, and this time...
Blast it all.
How dare you make a valid point? Mission 9, Blizzard Battle, with a level of 4 stars. This one, we're going to be facing Olaf. Push back Olaf's forces and secure 12 cities for Orange Star. Yeah, this mission is an interesting type that never really appeared in the later games. It's a capture race. It kind of makes sense since we're trying to take back our lost territory here. But there are 5 bases on this map, so this is actually one where you do get to deploy units. And yeah, a total of 15 cities and you need 12 of them, so you actually need most of the cities on this map. I'm not really sure why these capture missions never really appeared in later games, but they pretty much dropped them after the first one. This is not the last capture mission we'll be facing, and in fact, it's actually a mode that you can play in versus as well. Like, you can set like a property limit, and whoever captures that many first wins. A lot of people like to do this for competitive games, to be like, if if a turn limit runs out, then whoever has the most properties wins. Oh hey, and we can check, power info. Which is cool. Oh, didn't even know there was like a saxophone segment in this theme. But yeah, because I've been using Max for a bit, I'm going to use Andy for this one. I believe this was an Andy locked mission in the original.
I've got this.
So let's go. Oh, the loading screen has Blue Moon tanks now. That's cool. I thought it would always be Orange Star. Blizzard Battle. Like, one disappointment, I kind of wish the mission intros were also voiced. That would be kind of cool. So yeah, Blue Moon has 6 already, and we only have 3. So we're on the back foot here, and Olaf already has infantry, and he's going to be capturing more stuff quite early.
Good luck.
First army to secure 12 cities. While there's not an official time limit, if you take too long, then Olaf is obviously going to win by capture. He only needs 6, and we need 9.
Let's do this.
I've kind of got Max being a bit of an assist character here, and he already has a pretty sizable force, including multiple medium tanks. I believe you can also rout or capture his HQ in order to win. In fact, if we go into Intel and check terms, I think it does actually say that. Oh, no, it doesn't actually say that, but I do believe you can still win that way. There are a few later capture missions where it's probably easier to go for the HQ than it is to go for the capture target, especially on hard mode. But yeah, this map kind of introduces you to the concept that in normal, like, multiplayer games, cities that start near one side's starting territory, you can pretty much already consider those cities to be claimed. So for example, even though Olaf has 6, technically not just cities, but 6 properties in general right now, these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more, which will put him at 11, so if he gets this one, he'll actually win. These on his side of the river are pretty much all his, even though it will take him a while. Whereas for us, we're starting out with 3, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, putting us up to 10, that are pretty much in our territory. So I definitely want to go for this one, because that'll put his count down by 1 and mine up by 1. This one's going to be tougher to get. Yeah, but if we take those 7 and then we get these 2, then we win. So it's kind of going to be more of a case of holding him off. Because like these 5 cities, he's pretty much going to get those guaranteed. Okay, yeah, this battle's given me a lot more trouble than I expected it would. The thing is, you have to really not neglect this lower bridge, because eventually he does start sending tanks down there. And that can be not good if you don't have any forces of your own to fight in that regard. But I also need my initial tank and medium tank to cover this upper area But I also can't afford to throw away this medium tank, because with our very low starting income, it's going to be a long time before we actually can make medium tanks of our own, like another medium tank. Oh, my controller is still terrible, though, right now. So this mech is going to go up here, even though it's going to take a little while before I actually get this city, because he likes to send this tank down. There's also that base, but I'll be getting it with this infantry eventually, so I think I'm actually not going to immediately rush down that base. I did the last 2 attempts at this, and it actually didn't end that well, so maybe it's better if I start focusing on the lower bridge early, just so I don't need to worry about it later, because like there's less chances that Olaf sends infantry down there, though he does send mechs through those mountains a lot. That medium tank up there typically stays on the bridge unless something comes within its range, so as tempting as it is to rush in and destroy those, I mean, you probably could if you were max, but again, it's going to be a while before we can afford our own medium tanks, so I actually think it's going to be, I really do need to conserve the one that I start with. And yeah, this tank is already incoming, and is going to hit this mech straight up. I don't really want to waste my second mech on a join cap, but I may have to. And then you're going to run back here so you can pick up this guy. Be a couple of turns before I can reach that upper base anyway. Like, getting this upper base is definitely really, really good. Usually if there are bases out in the middle of the field, you want to capture those as soon as possible. Okay, how about this? Medium tank on the defensive property, you on the other defensive property, and staying out of the medium tank's range. Because it is very important to press the upper front, because if he gets that city in the very far north, then you will immediately lose, because the cities that he starts with are enough that plus that one city that he, well, wins. Okay, that's kind of smart of you. You went onto the city to attack me. Now, is he going to do the classic Olaf move and charge forward with us? Yes, he did. Okay. Now, I did say that I didn't want to waste my mech on a join cap, but I can get the first strike on this tank in the mountain with this mech, which is pretty much like the perfect situation that you want for a mech. Now, I should be able to finish capturing that next turn. And yeah, let's try to pick off this thing without getting in range of the medium tank, as usual. And here, I can't quite put my infantry on that base outside of anti-air range, but if this infantry goes there, it is in range of that base anyway. So with that, I feel like that tank is probably going to go into repair mode, actually, and try and run back to his territory to heal. I kind of like those hazmat icons there on the base there. Just what are they working with in those bases? Yeah, there is kind of a thing that Days of Ruin's American localization does. Because, yeah, Days of Ruin, it actually has a completely different localization between the European and American versions. And the European version is a lot more straightforward and literal, whereas the American version goes a little crazy, let's just say. The American version has a lot of fans, and I am typically not an anti-localization guy, but I've always felt like I've never really liked the American Days of Ruin all that much. Yes, it is going into repair. Oh, that guy's going into repair mode too, which is not exactly the best thing for him to do, because that... I have no idea why that artillery went there. Okay, then. Because that means that I can grab this. Okay, so I have that now. And now I can... This does mean that my mech gets hit by his infantry next turn, but does mean that he's down one tank before it got a chance to heal, which is good. Gotta be careful about his power. He's literally halfway. It's probably fine. Yeah, this recon is probably not going to go into these woods, and if it does, like, this is one of the rare cases, because we've got the heavy terrain, that a mech can actually ambush, like, get the first strike on a recon, which is pretty hilarious when it does happen. Speaking of first strike, though, I'm still a little bottlenecked up here, because I really don't want my medium tank to get first struck by his regular tank. So, okay, then. I don't really want to throw away this tank on being a medium tank decoy as well. So how about you pick up this mech? I'm going to take my own failure last time to heart and actually put more mechs down on this front just to deter him sending tanks that way. That sounds like it's going to be useful. Now I'm just deciding whether or not, because if I kill off that tank before it has a chance to repair itself and hide itself, the problem is that, like, this means that this tank will probably die. But if I get... Like, right now, this artillery's not actually a huge threat to me. And I may be able to surround it with infantry later, and that was a very bad luck roll, I think. And take it out, so... Unless... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Oh, I mean, it's going to die anyway, but it does mean that this... I don't want to lure this other medium tank into, you know, actually being a threat, though. That could be a very bad problem, but... I have a slight plan here. So, one of the things that I always liked about the original Advance Wars was doing overkill like that, having a completely fresh unit, unleash all its fire on a unit that only had one tank left, and just watch that one tank go, oh no, gets hit by 5 tanks at once. Yeah, it's even more overkill when you do that with bombers. But anyway, I can start on that base right here, and then get these 2 infantry in position to start on these 2 cities next turn. Because again, this artillery is not really a huge threat to me. I mean, it can hit that mech, but that mech's getting repaired. That will drain my funds slightly, but it's not going to be a huge deal since it's a mech. Oh, yeah, I was going to say, oh, maybe I can get a recon here, but the recon's never going to reach that artillery. There's just too many planes. Like, recons in this map suck in more ways than one, because not only does Olaf have a whole ton of tanks deployed and also has way more income than you, recons are generally better in the extreme early game when your opponent can only afford infantry. But also, this map doesn't have a lot of roads. There's one road, but it doesn't lead to any of the bridges, so the recons are going to get stuck, Hi there, Xenoblade 3, Giga Chad Rex DLC. That's, interesting that started to come up now. So I guess, yeah, it does kind of suck that's coming out so close to this game. I really don't want this game to get overshadowed, because as you can tell, I love this game a lot, but, I still am very much looking forward to seeing the conclusion of, like, the Xenoblade 1 and 2. Essentially, it's a Xenoblade 1 and 2 crossover. That's what the Xenoblade 3 DLC is. I hope that they, well, yeah, like, finally will actually... Oh, that's not good. I was not expecting him to do that. But yeah, I hope they finally, at least I have this base, though. They finally tell us who the heck Riku is and what Lucky 7 is. But here, medium tank getting the first strike on his medium tank when it's on a bridge. Very good. But later on, this medium tank is going to have to choke point that city, because I really don't want his infantry getting that city. If he gets to that city, I am pretty sunk. And doing this much damage with his medium tank is almost certainly he's gonna get Blizzard soon. Yeah, he's already got Blizzard. Sometimes it's good to know, like, when your opponent has, like, Blizzard ready so that you can go back and try and counter. Speaking of countering, I need to start making a head start on damaging this guy so that he's less of a threat to this city. And that's actually full sea, not a river, so he can't walk on that. So I can go here, shoot this artillery. There's no use worrying about damaging his units now because the power meter is already full. It's not going to get any higher. This isn't Advance Wars 2 where you do kind of have to worry about that. And yeah, again, I do need another mech around here. So that mech's going to go there. And this is a case where I may want to do bad transport etiquette because I need to... Or not. Or I can do this. Yeah, let's do this. He's going to get hit by the artillery, but it also means that he's kind of blocking off this city a little longer. And again, I do need to make sure that I'm not ignoring this front, because if you let him, Olaf will eventually send a whole bunch of tanks down here, and then there's no way you're getting the city. So that's also why I'm getting a lot of mechs going. So, speaking of which, I need another mech closer. And this mech's also going to get closer. So I'll have this base with a dedicated mech base and have that be sending things over there. Why not give that artillery more things to try and shoot at? Although I have a very strong suspicion it's going to go for the APC. We'll see what happens. Now I feel like I've got too many infantry down in this front. I've kind of compromised too far, but we now have a base up here, which is good. So I'll go another mech, another infantry, and I am saving some cash, which is good. And here this comes.
Let the winds of war bring snow.
So one thing that I do want to say, I obviously haven't played much further than this, so I don't know, they easily could have done it, I wouldn't know, but I'm so glad that so far the remake has avoided making Frozen jokes about Olaf. Not just, I knew it, I knew you'd shoot the APC, not just because of, you know, the snowman character having the same name, but more just because, like seriously, like, a lesser publisher, I could see them making one of his power quotes, "The cold never bothered me anyway." Or, like, "Let the storm rage on," or something like that. I suppose I've already done it myself, but, yeah. So, yeah, kind of glad they resisted that temptation, at least so far. Okay, he's being a little defensive right now. But yeah, this is problematic because if I don't block that city now, that infantry is going to start capturing. But if I do block that city now, suddenly the other infantry and the recons can go over the bridge. So, decisions. Let me grab both of those. And now, nah, that's not a good idea. Yeah, let's instead go with the infantry first. Yeah, he's on a city and I'm on no defense, which is, yeah, bad because we ended up completely even, and he's going to heal 2 next turn. And yeah, because of the snow, this mech can't actually go all the way. But, this mech at least can. Yeah, it's easy to underestimate Blizzard. Like Olaf is kind of supposed to be the joke character of this game. He's not quite as much of a joke as the starting enemy of Advance Wars 2, who we'll be seeing later on. But, he does feel like he's supposed to be a little underpowered for being your first enemy. But as you can see here, like, this infantry cannot even get this artillery at all, thanks to the snow. And I kind of have to waste this mech attacking it. And I don't really want to because, you know, sometimes it can be useful to leave heavily weakened enemies alive to make it easier to go for a big push for the power score later on. That's actually another good tip. But yeah, like, because of all of these forests and plains, these infantry are in a really bad shape thanks to the snow. Like, and these ones can't even get in the mountains. Next, thankfully, cross plains decently, but even they're just blocked from the mountains due to all this snow. But, okay, speaking of blocking, I need to start getting some tanks up here. Yeah, if he gets that city, he immediately wins. So I have to... Again, I don't want things running rampant down here as well. Okay. But if his tank first strikes my medium tank, then I have a very weakened medium tank up here, and it might not be enough to interrupt the capture up there. But I do have another incoming tank soon, and it will be able to reach after the snow clears. Okay, so, you know what? This could come back to bite me. I'm going to continue choke pointing the bridge. A rare case where you've got a defensive terrain in front of a choke point. Here, a plain, not an actual bridge. I'm going to continue that, and then I hope that when I get hyper repair, this thing will be in a better position to threaten that infantry. Okay, good, yeah. Hopefully that should work, and now I'm just going to build 2 infantry. Sometimes saving a little bit of funds for a later turn, especially on a map like this where you're very starved for income for a while, can be helpful. Like, I always thought to myself, it would be hilarious to get a rocket on the upper front at some point, but... Oh, he didn't even attack. Like, if I was him, I would have attacked the medium tank with his tank. Like, I would have done that because I'd lose a lot of HP off the tank, but I would be effectively rendering that medium tank relatively useless. Though I am probably getting hyper repair soon. Yeah, I'm definitely in a better spot to get this lower city now. This is good. However, we still have some tanks to deal with. But I have a lot of mechs in the area to potentially join camp. So let's go... I like the way that the mechs just kind of leapfrog ahead. Yeah, let's start capturing. And, yeah, I can't actually join on that. Sometimes you can do joins in situations like that, but, yeah, I don't know. This guy's not entirely useless, because I can potentially join him into another mech, and, like, every HP helps when you're capturing. Just 1 HP, 1 extra HP can mean the difference between an injured unit capturing something in, like, 3 turns versus 5. So, yeah, again, definitely can be helpful sometimes. Oh, yeah, I feel like I'm so close to hyper repair. Unfortunately, if I get it in the middle of my turn, we get to hear the rave party music less. I do believe that in Dual Strike, they did change the form. Oh, there we go, there's hyper repair. They did change the formulas a little bit so that, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and use it. So that infantry and mechs give less power charge when they die.
Hyper repair.
In Dual Strike, it's actually totally different in terms of how power charge is calculated. Basically, instead of, now I just need to check whether or not I, go for medium tank exploding the recon, or whether I, because, like, if that recon is still there, it's gonna bottleneck all of Olaf's forces, because, like, yeah, the AI is sometimes dumb and leaves their units on choke points. Yeah, I'm not actually going to go for the recon. I think I am actually going to go for this infantry. The problem is, though, if I check intel, yeah, he's made 23 units. Maps like this, where your opponent can actually deploy new units, it's a lot trickier to get a perfect power score. But yeah, I'm actually going to go for this instead of the recon. Because I'm trusting his AI to be dumb and not, like, retreat that recon and then attack with a different unit. Because if he keeps that recon there, it's no threat to this medium tank, so it can just sit there forever and block off that, that area. And now I am... Okay, yeah, woods are not movement cost to infantry, so I am able to start capturing that next turn. Because these guys can't get in the river to threaten me just yet. And then... why not just finish this thing off? Yeah, that's out, and... Where can this... Yeah, I can actually put that infantry over on the other side, potentially? I mean, I don't know if this is a particularly great idea, but, you know what? It actually might be. What can reach on that forest? Because, yeah, that very... Oh, the tank can reach. Yeah, I don't even want to lure that tank in, so I'm not going to put the infantry there. But maybe I could put it in the mountain behind that other infantry? Yeah, let's put that there. And then you're just going to... Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to capture this because he's going to take 1 damage from that guy, and then he's not going to be able to capture. I was about to say unfortunately again, but I stopped myself. And I'm going to actually get an artillery on this upper front. Because I may need it soon. Yeah, I think I've actually found out a, I don't want to speak too soon, but I think I've actually found a better strategy for this map. Mechs on this area, because, yeah, I did mention that mechs are a very, like, situational unit earlier on. And this is one of these situations where they're very good. They've got a small distance to cover, especially with transports, to get to that heavily mountained, if that's a word, region. Mountainous, that's the word I'm looking for. Get to that heavily mountainous region where their good movement costs on mountains are going to be, make a really big difference. And they're a good deterrent against Olaf sending a whole bunch of tanks down that direction. Because now I'm just, I believe the power score does not count enemies killed on the enemy phase. Which is another reason why this game is not like Fire Emblem and is not a... Wow. This guy did not even take a point of damage, so I actually get that now. This is going way better than I ever expected it to, which means I should be careful not to speak too soon. Again. Oh yeah, no, he's way off getting his next Blizzard. This is the problem. If I do that, then he's gonna retreat that to heal, and then the tank will come in. And I would much rather have the recon stuck there than have a tank on that bridge. So I'm gonna instead... Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to get this next turn, because unless this infantry is a colossal moron, but there's nothing else he can attack in range, so I doubt he's going to be a colossal moron right now. But then again, knowing Olaf, it's, you can never be too sure. It's never too late for him to be a colossal moron. Kind of sums him up quite well. Yeah, and this is another one of these situations where it's just like this one guy who's about to get fired on by like 5, and it's like, uh-oh. And now, yeah, this APC can in fact... Oh, let's have you run back. Oh, I actually resupplied the ammo on these guys, not that it's really necessary. Okay. Sometimes I like shooting APCs with, no, I want to do that though. I like shooting APCs with, should I? Yeah, I'm going to join these. With infantry, just because it's like a free shot at no risk to yourself, but it can, if you're not careful, give your opponent power charge, because APCs are worth 5,000, so... I mean, normally it's not a huge deal, but if you're facing somebody with a very, very fast power meter, who we might end up seeing in the second game, just saying, like they're the kind of characters where, like, if you look at their units funny, bang, they get their normal power. Now I'll take both of these. Let me just quickly check on the intel here. Oh, I've only lost 1. Okay, yeah, I am well on track for a good technique score here. Like... Yeah, this in a way kind of sums things up. I might be showing some footage later on from some failed attempts at this mission. I failed this mission twice before I got this, and this is a very, very clean run. So it really does go to show that if it feels like you're, you know, having trouble with something, just keep at it, and eventually you'll find out what strategies work, what doesn't work, and you will get it eventually. I got stumped on Gunfighter for a little bit, and then I went to bed, came back the next day, and I got a very clean run of it on my first try. So it's just kind of how these things go sometimes, especially in Advance Wars 1, where its campaign is a lot harder than 2's in many respects. And this mission is actually a lot trickier than I expected it would be. But it kind of should be, because, spoiler alert, this is the... On this route, this is the last time you fight Olaf. So this is technically Olaf's final showdown. So I suppose it should be, it should have all of the, you know, it should be somewhat difficult. I actually think now it is time. You did your job, Recon, that I intentionally left alive. You're a better asset to the Orange Star Army than the actual Orange Star troops in this map. But now, it is time to say goodbye. Because I need this bridge. This bridge belongs to me now. And yes, good, I can get rid of this thing entirely and stop any attempt to interrupt my next capture. So that's done. I'll be getting that next turn. I don't even want to, like, run in with units at this point on this side. Like, I want to keep this neck here. Because if I go any further forward, like, there's all these artillery and stuff, so... Yeah, I kind of want to just, let's do 33% damage here. Yeah, he's on a mountain, but I'm still doing okay. It is, yeah, it ends up evenly matched though, so the mountain does make a bit of a big difference there. As much as I would like to first strike the tank, I actually think I'll go for... Okay. Yeah, how likely is Olaf to repair that, to pull back that tank and repair it if it gets damaged? I mean, if he does pull it back and repair it, it's honestly the same to me. Because if he does that, then, like, it's the same situation. Like, my mech gets hit in the face by a healthy tank regardless. It'll just be a different healthy tank, so I should probably do this. Okay, there's that. If I wanted to, I could even join. I don't want to go forward because then the mech will get hit by artillery. Like, I sort of like the idea of having more units in this area, but also... See, the problem is if I do this and it dies anyway, then I've basically lost 2 units instead of 1. But I suppose we'll see what ends up happening. I was just thinking, when speaking of Xenoblade and stuff, when I just mentioned getting hit by artillery there, it just made me think of that whole YouTube thing with crashing the mobile house into artillery. Seriously, that like meme incarnation of Colonel Vanguard, who should have been Van Damme, they didn't really translate it consistently back then. But that guy would be very much at home in an Advance Wars game, especially, like, again, the meme version where he's like, how long have you been on the Force? 30 seconds? I don't want any excuses! Anyway, yeah, that's a good video. I am actually having a hard time finding those videos on YouTube now, though. Forget if they're even on YouTube. Oh, he has 22,000, which is normally a magic number because it's enough to afford bombers and Neotanks, but Neotanks aren't in Advance Wars 1 and there are no airports here, so he can't get bombers. Okay. 7 HP infantry on the mountain. I hope that doesn't kill. We'll see. Oh yeah, and Vanguard has that quote about making your muscles explode as well, which I feel like fits Max a lot as well. So, yeah, seriously, Xenoblade crossover DLC, Colonel Vanguard as a CO. I wonder what his powers would be now that I think about it. Okay, so if I get this city, then I win. So what I'm going to be doing here is, let me just quickly check the intel. 29, yeah. So I do need, yeah. I think fractions get rounded down, so 2 kills is probably enough for perfect power. I don't know if I'll be able to get 2 kills, though, is the thing. I mean, I have a couple of tanks in this area, but, yeah, there we go. That is, yeah. Again, I don't think, because the one behind it is a medium tank, and the medium tank's low on ammo, which is a good sign. Normally, if your things are low on ammo, you'd think it was a bad sign, but it means this medium tank's done very, very well. In fact, I'm surprised it survived this long. And yet, you can't hit anything, so the real question is, can I kill off that infantry this turn? Because I sort of need this mech to go here and give me a better shot at finishing that. You know, if I get like if I do this and then I get a really good luck roll on both this and the next thing, I don't know if it will happen, but the ideal situation is this infantry actually kills this tank. It may not happen, though. I need a good luck roll, and I'm on 7 HP, so that's not likely. Yep, barely didn't do it. Because, yeah, luck gets, subtract. Actually, speaking of luck, here's something that I can show. I found this out when I was experimenting in War Room. If you go to Intel and go to Guide, the game actually does explain luck. I would recommend looking at this when you can, because a lot of the more detailed mechanics are fully explained in this guide. It's actually really cool, and I didn't discover that until I was just kind of playing around with it, because the game never really hints at it being a thing. Oh. Yeah, actually, I might have been able to possibly do some more damage if I had instead tried to take out that infantry, and then this mech could have hit that, but I still don't think I would have really, yeah. In the end, I don't think I can, I don't really think I can get more than two kills this turn. I got a good luck roll now. I was wondering if I would, because, like, I was thinking, potentially, if there's a good luck roll there, I mean, again, it's not going to matter, because I can't actually finish off this tank at all, but, yep, that is pretty much map over. There's really no point in me trying to do anything else. So, let's finish this. he will not be pleased.
Rat!
Is that Grit? The thing is, well, Grit's not pleased with you in any situation, so it can't be him. Yeah, there's something going on here.
Ain't that a sight?
Unfortunately,
We did it!
oh crap, that is a bad power ah! Hang on a minute. There may yet be hope. Magical time rewind, go. If I get 3, that should be enough. This takes out the tank, hopefully. There we go. And now I just need to get rid of that thing. Okay, that's 3. I hope this is enough.
We did it!
Yep, it was enough. That attempt did not end up going to waste thanks to the magic of suspends and turn rewind. So hey, the rewind turn option actually did something. I lost a little on speed though. I'm starting to wonder if rushing to that northernmost city might actually be a valuable... I just almost said valuable again. I don't know why I'm doing that. I'm just trying to say viable and valuable at the same time. But anyway, you get the idea. I'm so glad that take actually kept, because that means I get to show the Xenoblade Chronicles thing. Yeah, you notice that I'm getting a little bit more than 300 there? I wonder if there's like just a 20-point just general mission completion bonus. But yes, I'll see you all next time for the finale of the Blue Moon arc. But I am honestly quite glad they've resisted the temptation to make any Frozen jokes with Olaf in the remake. Not just about the snowman, but I feel like they very easily could have made "the cold never bothered me anyway" one of his power quotes. Oh my crap. I don't want to subject your minds to this, but I suddenly just pictured Olaf in an Elsa cosplay as fan art. Yeah, let's not think about that. You can tell that I really want to finish this mission as soon as possible, so that I stop having to think about that.